Ladies and gentlemen, WWE 2K26 is off to an electric start, and today we are booking our first go-home shows of the new year. We've got the standings right here. It's kind of nice now that we know that we can back out during emails. We get this nice screen at the start of an episode, which is very fancy. And on that fancy screen, you can see that myself, Cody, currently I am in first as Sensational Sherry NXT 2.0. Second place is the robot Xavier Woods at NXT Mutiny. Then we have a real person controlling a robot type character. Canada, hello.
Hey there, how's it going?
See how robotic he sounded right there? He's conforming on the spot. But the anonymous GM NXT in third. And then in fourth place currently we've got Cheek. Hello, Cheek.
Hello, everybody. Hop on the bandwagon now while I'm at the bottom, because once I start climbing up, do not jump on, you sluts.
Ooh, hell yeah. And Stacy Keyboard running that ECW brand. We're going to continue forward. And this is where we're going to learn. Will it be the same person each time that starts that would have started at the end of the last episode? And at least for this first one, it is going to be me in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Just a quick little road trip ahead of Battleground. Angelo Dawkins, he's thankful he got his tag title rematch and new champion. And apparently the tag titles are just going to probably be on the line again because Kofi can't believe he lost his title in the last show. And as a former champion, he's reenacting his rematch clause. So, yeah, they're the tag team rivalry. So easy enough to pursue that. And I guess in that case, we get just kind of free morale boost. Ooh, if we have a handicap match, I get a 2-bit arena. We'll probably do that, but that's pretty exciting.
Yeah.
Ooh, dang. Special promotion's so good. I did get one though for my commissioner goal last week, and so I might not jump on that. Fixed match I am gonna grab without hesitation though.
The old Canada card.
Hell yeah, baby. Don't need it this year.
We'll see. You might fall in love with somebody new. That's
true.
What life's about. But I think it's a good card to grab. In case I need to like fix someone's morale, or if someone says, oh, I better win my next match or I'm gonna throw a hissy fit. Okay, so if we go, this is, I assume all of these count. They would all classify as handicap, but I just want to see like if I were to go 2-on-3, like what if I did this and then they just had a random partner. Okay, so once I add in the partner, the tag feud came off the bottom. So I'll show that again quick because I trust that I have time. We're still kind of testing like how rivalries might work in these new matches. So it shows the rivalry bottom right when I'm like this. But the second I toss in another person, that goes away, which makes me think probably can't advance rivalries in these, but also maybe you can. Maybe it's just a visual glitch and you can advance them. So I'll go 1-on-2 for now. And I think my move here, assuming I have someone with bad morale. So we've got everyone even. Jordan Grace was starting to look annoyed, but we got her a win. So I'm thinking if I can get a win to 2 people that are just kind of straight-laced on morale is where my brain is going. So I think we're going to have the Usos go up against somebody here. I've got both of them. Whoops. The resorting when I sort is a thing. Like it's fine, but it, for some reason really threw me off right there. So we're going to have the Usos in a handicap match. And we're going to have them beat up somebody naughty that is just really loving life right now. And that is going to be, you know, we'll have him go Braun Breaker. It works with the story. And we can make something of that. That takes care of our commissioner goal. We get that 2-bit arena. Okay, nothing on the open promise outside of New Day getting next shot tag titles. I think we're going to go tag team call out with, yeah, because these guys are all tuckered out because we gave them back-to-back Stippy matches. So we'll actually, let's go the other way. Let's have New Day call them out. We're going to give the full rest to the Street Profits. Then Kofi can rest next week. And I'm thinking these guys are going to be my PLE match. And then maybe because we got all the new match types for the hell of it. I'll add someone else in. Okay, so elsewhere, let's sort by stamina. We had Fatal Influence take on Charlotte and Alexa, where we tried to start a feud with them and it didn't work, but we did get Charlotte in a singles feud with Zelina. So I think we're gonna go Fatal Influence, but we're gonna give them a tag team that's not officially together and just hope we get really lucky with chemistry. So we're gonna go Fatal Influence, and then let's see. So Alexa Bliss is there as an option. I'm thinking maybe Alexa and Tiffy team up here. We could do Rhea in there as well, but I'm gonna go Alexa Bliss and Tiffany Stratton as a team tonight. We'll see how they do. We got a lot of stamina there, so we can throw a stipulation on that if we feel we need to. Let's see. Looking at feuds right now, thinking about, go home show, what can be done. So I think trying to move this feud again makes sense. This could be a quick blow off at the go home show, because I'd like to have at least one feud that can end at the go home to boost it. And I might put other people in there just to try to trigger a rivalry. We've got Jordan Grace and Jada Parker. We could also make that kind of a quick feud, so I'm going to toss that on the card. And then Kurt Angle is here, and he's getting involved right away. If I can sort by role, what naughty person does he want to fight? And I'm just like, Angle and Gunther just feels like it'd be fun. So I'm thinking that's what I'm going to go after. And then I could sprinkle people into one of these matches just to kind of give it a little bit of a change up. And we have that triple threat challenge anyway, so I think I'm going to make this one a triple threat. And we're going to bring in, sort of by stamina again, thinking Aleister Black, because we had him cut that promo about Kane last week. So I think it makes sense. He's crashing the party here for this one, watching over Kane and Obafemi. Then for our promo slots here, we have a self-promo challenge, we have a charity challenge, advertising challenge. We also have an invasion challenge, but I don't know if I want to drop one right now, just because I'll probably want Stippies next week and PLE. So let's go self-promo for... We're going to go self-promo Rollins. We've got the solo call-out challenge. We're going to have Javon call out Rollins. Then charity promo is going to be, I'm thinking Rhea. I don't have her in a feud yet. I want to keep her involved. I could also go Charlotte to kind of keep that going. I might make this a bigger match just in the name of trying to get some other feuds going, since we do have pretty good stamina overall. So I'm going to get Rhea Ripley in there. I'm going to get Chyna. I'm going to get Jasmine Nix. That will drop the rating some because we do have a couple level zeros, but it gives them the opportunity to get out there. It gives Rhea Ripley a chance to maybe start a rivalry with one of these two. If Chyna and Jasmine Nix start a rivalry with each other, I could turn one babyface. And then Jordan Grace and Jada Parker have a chance to go level 3, so I'm cool with that. Now, I didn't look at power... Or yeah, I did look at power cards. Okay, so I still don't think I'm going to buy the special promotion since I got one. We've got our handicap match for the 2-bit arena. Tag title match will reward later. That doesn't have to be this week. It's just that the next tag team title match has to involve the New Day. I feel good about that. I've got time right now, so I'm going to check these. So yeah, 10 shows with an invasion promo, 10 shows with a call out, an advertisement. We're very promo based here. All promo slots filled. That, I mean, barring me really messing up, that'll just happen week 15. 2 for 2 on drama curves. That makes me sleep better at night. 25 matches with 3 stars. 15 promises will happen. 20 superstars to a new rank. That's every 5 levels gets considered a new rank. We'll get there for that. More than 65 popularity. That'll happen. 10 tables matches. 10 triple threats. 10 shows with tag team call out. This is the one that I might do a run in and make that women's match a fatal 4-way just to see if I can knock one of these out, because it is a random card that could end up being really good. 5-3 stages of hell. That card image is crazy. Just a cake on fire. That's what it looks like
it
to me,
tastes
at
good.
least. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And then 10 Rivals with title match, that'll happen. 10 trades will probably happen. Charity promo, we're doing. Self promo, we're doing. Okay, so yeah, a lot of mine are promo based, which is a little overwhelming at the start, but as we go, that'll be a good thing, because it just gets me a lot of random ones, and I like the rando. Okay, so let's make this a fatal 4-way, and we're gonna try to have. I'm going to put Jasmine Nix in the match. I like the idea in my headcanon of China versus Rhea more. So I'm going to have China try to run in on Rhea. And hopefully between that or Jasmine Nix in the match, one of those triggers the feud there is what I'm thinking. And if we do start the feud courtesy of the run-in, we only got to do that 4 more times over the next 47 weeks. Let's do. I didn't look. Can these be stipulations? Okay, tornado tag or backstage brawl handicap matches is kind of insane.
Crazy.
Okay, so that'll be normal. That'll stay. I think this. Oh, nice. We got a table specialty in here, so that goes to tables. Is it Kurt? They're not as.
Yeah, it looks like Kurt.
They're not as obvious as last year, but yeah, it is Kurt. So he's got the little bit of a. Kind of like the orangish sheen behind him that's not the splatter of the logo, or like a little gold behind him that Gunther doesn't have. So that's how you can kind of visualize it. Obviously, you can also just check the superstar cards as you're booking them. Then for this women's tag, oh gosh, Hell in a Cell is a specialty here. They do have a lot of stamina, so do I want to spend that much? I don't think I want to spend that much yet. Because I do want to make logistic upgrades at some point here. So I think I'm going to just double up on tables. Put titles on the line. What do we get here? We got a minute left. Backstage brawl, last man standing. Steel cage and gauntlet. Submission and tornado tag. I think I'm going to grab the fog effects here early. Steel cage can end a rivalry early and get you some extra fans. Or if you can't get rivalries to end, it can help you end it whenever. So I think I'm going to grab this now. Boom. We got 60K going into next week. We'll hopefully make some money this show. And I think we're golden. So we're going to go ahead and send it in.
NXT, baby. Here we go. Okay. Big breath, and we're starting the week. Okay, JC Mateo says it's embarrassing to lose to superstar bad as The Miz. Needs to be said. He wants to fight him again tonight or next week. We'll make it happen. Don't know when. We'll make it happen. All right, going into here. Let's see what we can pull out of our butt. We're gonna have Brock Lesnar. Probably passed him already. No, oh, I did. He's gonna call it CM Punk again.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, you are. And then we're gonna have. Maybe we don't do that actually. Well, we'll see. And we're gonna have Andre the Giant. He's making his debut tonight.
Oh, baby.
And what he's gonna do is possibly a 1v3 against Pat McAfee. So tempted to put Grog in there, dude.
And you coward.
I'm gonna do
Make Andre the Giant walk the plank, bitch.
Dragunov.
That plank would snap.
And we're gonna do Carmelo Hayes. So I think I'm gonna take out our boy Pat here. He's actually pretty hurt from that 3 stages of hell. And we're gonna put in instead. We're gonna put in Ridge Holland, and then we will have our boy Sean Spears call out Ridge yet again. Where is Sean Spears? I get so panicked when I'm looking for people now. Okay, I gotta slow her down lots of time. What we're gonna do is get this Get Schooled 2. We're gonna need that. And like Cody, I'm going to look at a logistics. But what I think I'm going to do is I think we're going to get 3,000 more seats at 50 cents more a ticket. That's going to bring in more money faster. We got a little bit of money to play with, more than most. So let's go ahead and upgrade it already to the concert hall, baby. And again, hidden agenda is right here. Will I use it this episode? Stay tuned. Okay. Actually, I didn't. What other power card? Oh, yeah. Bad Pub. Tempting. I think I'll leave it, though, because it's only one. If it was a 2, I might grab it. I think we will leave. You guys have contracts. We'll just... We don't know. We're going to save that for now.
Who's going to use the first power card?
Oh, no. You know what? We've been working on Petrovic.
Probably Woods when he steals Seth Rollins from me.
He's going to steal Andre the Giant.
I'm going to give it to Carmen yet again. Our girl from Toronto. We're gonna build her up to a superstar. And then manage roster. Somebody has a... Oh, yeah. She just went to level 5. Ambulance or Gauntlet Eliminator? I'm feeling like the Gauntlet Eliminator. I think she's going to have more matches that are full of people rather than 1v1s. So let's do Gauntlet Eliminator.
I didn't even look. Ken, if you end up getting time, I don't want to throw off your plan here, but since there's now like 6-way and 8-ways, can we book 8-way gauntlets? I haven't paid enough attention when we're booking those. 8-way gauntlet is there, and eliminator. Dang, those could get saucy, dude.
That's crazy, dude. Okay, what else are we going to do? We're going to do JC Mateo wants to fight The Miz. And, of course, Damian Priest is also waiting in the wings there. What I want to do is I want to get Dirty Dom and Josh Briggs going. Although this is, I just realized it's heel. So what we're going to do instead is we are going to do a role change. And we're going to get, well, since Dirty Dom claimed that Rey Mysterio is his real dad, that means he's a face. I thought he was a face for some reason, because I think that's just because he gets cheered for all the time. That you're like, that guy's a face. But no.
Yeah, because ain't nobody cheering for Josh Briggs.
Yeah, I know, right? We're gonna do a tag team call out with the Alpha Academy, calling out A-Town Down Under. We're gonna need a tag match. Let's set this up. I'd like to get this Secret Hervis, their rematch, back. So let's do. Let's see if they can win a 1v1 against the current champs first. And then I think we're going to do some... Would like to maybe boost this up to a triple threat and throw somebody in here with some stamina. Where's stamina? There it is. Stamina. Maybe like an Ethan Page just to get him some work. Of course, he's kind of in the tag division, but get him some solo work too. Well, oh, Ridge Holland is the one he's going after. Okay. Yeah, let's throw Ethan Page in here just to get a little something going. Although I would like to get 2 faces in here. We had that email saying, oh, faces works better, way better. Let's get on to Chase in there. We don't have Chase U in the main event. So let's do that. And then I think what we're going to do is possibly a 5-way match. CM Punk, Damian Priest, JC Mateo, maybe either 2 other guys that have a feud going, or 2 people without a feud going. Sheamus, and who's the? We got Grayson Waller has more stamina. I could throw Grayson Waller in here. Let's do that. We're gonna keep the title off for now. Running this week, stripped. Oh, yeah. Let's change that up real quick.
What's stripped?
It removes all your titles from a title holder on your brand, on my brand.
That's pretty handy.
Yeah, this is a new one this year. So it's if you have a champion get injured, you have an option that isn't release them or just not have the title on the line forever. But
What would
I
I
like
do?
that that's a power card too, though. Like, otherwise,
put
like if you could just freely
Ridge-
strip, it'd be too easy.
Yeah.
What we're gonna do is we're going to throw. Does that mean you can't release title holders then? Do you think?
I mean, you
I
probably
think
still
you can.
could, but
Hmm.
release your champions and see if
Yeah.
it works. But you got to actually hit release talent to test it.
I know. I'm too
Canada.
scared. I'm too scared. I'm too scared. Can't do it.
No, I'm sure you still can.
I'm either gonna throw a stip on this, maybe like a ladder match. If anybody but the Miz, if the Miz wins, none of these guys can go after his Intercontinental Championship. But let's call this a number one contenders match for that title. And then opening this one up, I think we're gonna do.
I like Otis's picture.
Yeah, he's in the tongue twisters too. A lot of tongues in the roster this year getting exposed.
Okay, and then actually, I think I'm gonna take. We're gonna put Ethan Page in instead of Carmelo, and then we're gonna get. Maybe we get our first intergender match going here. Carmelo versus. Oh man.
It's like he just gave Otis a compliment and he's like blushing, like he's sticking his tongue
Come
out.
on.
You know what? We're gonna put Ivy
Ooh.
Nile. She's been dominating with this Divas Championship, so we're gonna put her up against Carmelo Hayes. I think that's actually not gonna. What we're gonna do is we're gonna put this first. You know what? We're gonna give them their title rematch. I think that's probably gonna be the best thing to do. And even though I just changed the stipulation, it removes the title. I gotta always remind myself that screwed me at a PLE the last time. I think what we're gonna do is. I think we might put it in Hell in a Cell because we got enough stamina here that even if these girls fight next week at the Go Home show, it's not going to end the rivalry. And this could potentially be our PLE matchup. And I think leaving this one, unless I have somebody more popular than JC Mateo to throw in here, I could throw in, or not JC Mateo, I meant Grayson Waller. I was looking at JC Mateo's big ass. If I put in Dirty Dom, he's gonna double up today, but I think he could have enough stams to do it. And then what we'll do is we'll have a call out. We'll either do no, Damian Priest is too low. I think what we'll do is I'd like Mello to be somewhere. Maybe he can go in instead of Ilya. Wait, Mello. No, I didn't book. I did book the intergender match. Okay, never mind. We're good. We'll keep that. I just don't know what call out we want to do. Maybe we'll just do a self promi and have The Miz or possibly Big E. You know what? We'll do Big E. We're gonna give Big E. He's doubled up tonight. What else is he doing? He's in this match, but he's got 90 stamina, so doubling up is not that bad. Actually, oh boy, I got time. I'm just thinking Dirty Dom's not going to be great for his match at possibly the PLE, but I think I'll keep him. I think we can rock this. What we'll do is we got enough money to buy a Hell Spa. I think we'll rock a Hell Spa just in case we need it. 20,000. Okay, and we got belts opening the show. No belt ending the show, but it's a good stippy with 5 great superstars in it. I think we're doing okay. We've got less than 90 seconds. So we'll take a quick look at what we can do here. Captain Grog, we can extend him by 2 weeks. That's a move. And 7 available. Oh, yeah, true, 2. Okay. And we will not use it this week, but tune in next week where we might be doing our GM power card. All right, locking it in. I'm feeling good.
Good, looking good. All right, here we go. Oh, so Owens is getting a little injured. We had that big Hell in a Cell match. So Triple H is just reminding us of the rules and guidelines for how stamina works. All right, Joe Hendry says, thanks for the title rematch. I'm a little disappointed I sucked ass, but that's on me. You held up your part. I didn't follow through. That's right, Joe Hendry. You didn't believe in yourself, you piece of shit. Nia Jax. Getting tired of winning all the time. She wants a bigger test. Wow. And I don't mean in a tag match. She wants a triple threat or a fatal four-way match against them. Wow, I want to go up against Ren and Nikki. We'll see. Alright, Nia Jax shooting her shot. Alright, rock bottom prices, all match costs, discounted by 50% this week. If I don't book the most popular giant, that might be Nia Jax, unfortunately. Who's a good giant?
It is.
Oh, it's
Ooh,
Ivar. By a hair, so he's got a lot of hairs on his chest. Yeah. Oh. Alright, so cool. So I cannot book the Vikings. But I want to look into what the hell Nia Jax is on about. So she wanted a triple threat or fatal four-way against Ren and Nikki Cross. Let me see what some of the stamps are like. So Ren's got stamina. Nia's got the stamina. Where's Nikki? She's got it. Is there anybody else? You know what? I might just give her just that. I'll give her Nia. Where's Nikki at? Dang it. All over the place. Alright. And Renifer. So there we go. Gets her wish. But we have a go-home show coming. So we got things we gotta do. So we gotta have the Tongas. They gotta call out the Vikings because we gotta get this Stippy up. I cannot book. So I can't do the double call outs, but we at least get that. We'll try to shoot our shot and see if we can get that increased. We have the promise resolved. Oh, okay. So Purgatory. 3 stages of hell goes higher. If I want to drop 50k. Equal opportunist. Intergender matches do not impose the additional fees. So that's pretty cool. Is it worth 20,000 though? Because
if you
think about it,
because it was 5k, I think.
Yeah, it was like 5 or 6k.
Well, then you could do a whole card full of intergender though.
Yeah, it would just be if
matches. Oh,
yeah.
I gotta ponder that, see if it'll be. It's one that I'd want to have just on intrigue, but I don't know. You'd have to have a full card for it to be worth, even then.
Yeah, I feel like that's a really great card to get as a commissioner goal, but I don't know if I would buy it.
Yeah, agreed. So, but speaking of buying things, I think I'm gonna follow in the footsteps of my fellow Canadian, and I'm going to nab the concert hall as well. I think the extra ticket price is very attractive to me, so I'm gonna go ahead. We're gonna get this thing juiced up. All right, so now go back through. I don't think the Purgatory one's interesting. I might buy it if I have the cash, but I'm gonna book this show real quick and kind of see where we're at with everything. So Kevin Owens is about dead. Joe Hendry is dead. I don't know how these men did not get hurt. So I'm petrified to book them this week, like do some call outs and such. So I'm gonna let them rest. I'm gonna let them live. I want to see if I don't have spot A for them, so it's okay. Maybe next week we'll get something in the store. So I gotta look at some other rivalries I want to juice up for the go home show. I might have to do another tag team call out with. Sadly, I might have to double book Ren Sinclair. I might do that, get them called out, try to get this up a little bit. Is there any other ones I want to pursue? We have... Jeez, got a bunch of 1 stars. So, okay, we're going to fill out this card. We're going to do some tag team wrestling. We're going to get Hank the Tank. We're going to have them go against Tyler and Peter. Get that. I want... Where's Pentas? Sweet cheeks. Yeah. This can fly. And actually, yeah. Yeah. I'm just trying to think of what I want to do in terms of double callouts. I want to try to get that to level 4. I want to try to get certain things escalated or just fill out a nice card. We have... I think we're going to have more tag team wrestling. We're going to get this back on the card, back into action this week. Let's see what we can do with these guys. And then one more match. Should not be hard. I'm just trying to be mindful of morales. Be mindful of where I'm trying to land this plane at. Let's have... more tag team wrestling. We're gonna have Fraxium and Pretty Deadly Cow into the fold. So okay, then the last things last. Let's go through here. I think we're gonna have Lyra call out Zoe, and we're gonna have Tony D'Angelo, Ray Phoenix. Where's Raven? He's only 2 on the mic. I think I'm actually just going to have another training sesh for Miles Bourne. So I think that's the card. Just let me flip around the script here. Don't know. I think if I do this with a stip, I think we're going to be all right. Let's have a title match. Let's have a tables match. I think that'll be okay. We get commissioner goal. I want to check this right here. Nick Man. Let's see if we can search for our boy. Let's see if we can find Ace Backdraft.
Damn, look for Giant, I think. Or isn't he? Well, I don't know if he was a Giant. I'm not saying it. Maybe he's a specialist. Maybe he's a cruiserweight.
I mean, I think it's a fair bet to try Giant.
Yeah, I think he was a Giant, actually. Just a giant man.
There's
There he
big
is.
asses. Can he
We'll
do
bring
it
our
again?
king home.
I would love it if they made him like a 10 or something like that. That'd be so funny.
How much for the season? 27G. I think I'd rather buy that than spend 20 grand on the power-up card for the intergender matches. So I think we're going to lock in. The king has returned. Triton is back. And better than ever. Okay. And do I want to drop 50k for the purgatory? I don't have a lot of money. I don't know if the show's going to generate, but I guess it'll be good to stash it. So I think we're good there. I don't think there's any other stipulations I want to add on. So I think we're going to let it ride in Saudi.
All right, 2.0 is going to kick it off on the Saudi tour with a tag team tables match for the Women's Championship. Fatal Influence, they previously tried to call out Charlotte and Alexa and didn't work. Nothing happened. And Alexa Bliss, saw them in the locker room and was like, oh, hey, actually, Charlotte's been really busy. She's the women's champion. She's dealing with Zelina Vega. So I do have a new partner. And Tiffany Stratton pops around the corner and goes, who, me?
You look like a rat, and you're probably still a virgin. Shut the f*** up.
Who, me?
And then everyone gets super excited. Tiffany Stratton and Alexa Bliss, they're teaming up, and they're getting a women's tag title match on night 1 in the tables match. It's not elimination, just one set of tables. And in that confusion, Alexa and Tiffy, they didn't realize that it wasn't elimination. So Alexa Bliss was in trouble. She was about to get put through a table. Tiffany Stratton was trying to go save her, and Alexa's like, no, it's fine. Just go put one of them through a table. So she ran to go get Fallon Henley, and Jason Jam put her through the table. The bell rang. They were super confused. They're like, what the hell? So it's 2.5-star match, but the rivalry began, and Alexa and Tiffy, they were just like, hey, if we misunderstood the rules, we want another shot in the future. And speaking of wanting another shot in the future, the New Day come out to the ring, and they're trying to call out the Street Profits. They say, hey, we beat you for your gold, then you beat us for the gold. We want another shot. Come out here right now and accept our challenge for the PLE. And the Street Profits, they don't answer. They don't come out. They're actually sitting home after, the couple crazy matches, the TLC match, the tables match there. They're tuckered out. And New Day's like, what the hell? We showed up. Why couldn't you? Then it is Jey Uso, Jimmy Uso. The Usos taking on the Bronze, or so we thought, because Bronson Reed was unable to get to the ring. He got attacked back in the locker room, and Braun Breaker said, I don't care. I'm a badass dog. And I'll fight both of you. And the Usos are like, all right, we can do that. So the Usos get a handicap match here against Braun Breaker, and Braun Breaker puts up a great fight, but, it's 1-on-2. What was we truly expecting here? The Usos get the victory, but Braun Breaker impressive in defeat. I'm coming out to the ring because I wanted to fight the Kurt Angle. But unfortunately for Seth Rollins, he got into a feud with Javon Evans. And Seth admits that even though Javon Evans wasn't the man that he thought he'd be fighting to start off on NXT 2.0, he's up for the challenge. He's ready to make Javon Evans a star, but don't let that be mistaken. It does not mean that Javon Evans is going to be beating Seth Rollins. Seth will just make sure he looks good in defeat. And then it's Kane and Obafemi. They're about to compete, but Aleister Black makes his way out ringside. He expressed some intrigue to the Big Red Machine last week on NXT 2.0, and the ref is like, are you in the match? And Aleister Black's like, maybe not. And he's sitting in his chair watching things go on, and Kane and Obafemi are going back and forth. And Kane tries to Google Obafemi for a chokeslam. Obafemi swats his hand away, throws him off the ropes, hits the fall from grace, but then Aleister Black slides into the ring, hits the black mass on Obafemi, getting the pinfall, and then he places a simple envelope onto Kane's chest. No idea if Kane's going to be able to read, but worst case, he can take it home to his dad, Paul Bearer, and Paul can read it for him, and we have no idea what that message may say. 2.5 stars, Kane and Obafemi go to level 3. And then Javon Evans makes his way out to the ring and says, hey, Seth, just so we're clear, you wanted to talk about me, but you were mostly just trying to hype yourself up. Let me hype up the match that you and I are gonna have, because when we're in the ring 1-on-1, or potentially in a 37-man match because of how big the rosters are in 2K26, I will outshine you. I will outperform you. I'm the young blood. I'm that future generation. You are not freaking ready for me. And people are like, ooh, he said freaking, and that's in Seth's name. That's so intriguing and interesting. So the rivalry goes to level 2 in the process. Fatal 4-way action. It's Jordan Grace versus Jada Parker versus Rhea Ripley versus Jasmine Nix. Rhea Ripley's been trying to find a dance partner. Jasmine Nix has been watching her Fatal Influence partners have tag team success. Jordan Grace has been dealing with Jada Parker, but during this match, Chyna runs out and starts attacking Rhea Ripley. But despite that, because there's no DQs in the Fatal 4-Way, so if Twitter says this match ended in a DQ, then the Twitter in this game is a lie. But China tries to run in and attack Rhea Ripley, but Rhea Ripley just throws her to the side like it was nothing. In fact, the run-in was so poorly done by China that it doesn't even start a feud. And Rhea Ripley gets a 2-star victory, pinning Jasmine Nix after a Riptide. Then the charity promo, Charlotte comes out to the ring and says, I just want to be clear, so you know, even though Alexa Bliss is teaming up with Tiffany Stratton, her and I, we have no issues. In fact, we want to bring Tiffany into our fold. We want to be a dominant trio because the three of us would be better than the three ladies in Fatal Influence. But while I got to deal with that, I also do got to deal with Zelina Vega. I have no worries. I'll keep the title. They'll gain the titles for Fatal Influence. We will hold all the gold of the women's division. Doesn't that just sound amazing? And 2,000 fans agree, joining the cause for 2.0. But then in the main event, Gunther is out in the ring. He had heard about the signing of Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle coming soon, and damn it, Kurt Angle is here. The Olympic gold medalist is in the ring, and it's going to be a tables match to kick things off. And in this tables match, Kurt Angle, he ends up locking Gunther into an ankle lock kind of in the corner, and Gunther, he's trying to climb away, and he starts climbing himself up the turnbuckle while Kurt Angle keeps the ankle lock locked in. Kurt Angle climbs up beside him and then sees the opportunity at a table below. So while holding Gunther in the ankle lock, he just leaps off the damn rope, pulling Gunther off the turnbuckle, landing him through the table for the victory, refusing to let go of the hold, but Gunther would not tap out. He would pass out from the pain, but he refused to give the Olympic gold medalist that fanfare, and the crowd loved it. 3-star match, and the rivalry begins to close the show.
Oh yeah, and over on Raw, the anonymous GM, there's an email on the screen. And the message reads that the brand NXT is currently sitting in third place, which this GM says is completely unacceptable. If the roster wants to climb the ratings, the show has to start making statements. And that's exactly what they're going to do right now, because the opening match, the Dungeon Dolls, Natalya and Maxine Dupree, will defend the Women's Tag Team Championships tonight. But the challengers, they get to pick the stipulation. And the challengers, the Secret Harvest, they reveal it's going to be hell in a cell, and that's exactly how the show is kicking off tonight. And we're gonna have the Secret Harvest getting their tag titles back. The cell got heavily involved, and that's because they broke through the cage, climbed up to the top, and Piper Niven slammed Natty right through the top of that cage. They both went down to the ground, and because they just didn't even move, Piper was just laying on top of Natty. And that's a 1, 2, 3, 4-star opener. That's how we do it. Backstage, Jackie Redmond is interviewing Paul Heyman and asks him how he feels about, essentially being the prize in the upcoming match at Battlegrounds between CM Punk and Brock Lesnar. Heyman immediately dismisses it and says he's not worried because when Brock Lesnar's involved, there's no debate about who's walking out the winner, especially at a PLE. And he says he's offended by Punk's statements. The wild accusation that he has some secret influence over the anonymous GM. He has no idea who it is. And even if he did, the fact that he could pull favors is kind of ridiculous. So he's ready for CM Punk's challenge. He's ready to be at Battlegrounds. He will be there. And he says CM Punk is living in a fantasy world. And that's going to grow the rivalry to level 3. But the commentators, us boys in the booth, we're announcing that a massive new signing is coming down. It's the Glitch, Andre the Giant. He is coming down to the crowd. He's just throwing up his arms. The crowd loves him, but 3 men interrupt. It's Ridge Holland, it's Ilya Dragunov, and it's Ethan Page. They're not impressed. They say Andre's a legend, but the NXT belongs to the newcomers, baby. And so they're going to be, an email comes on screen. It's going to be a 1-on-3 handicap match if the boys can do it themselves. Of course, we'll see here if Andre the Giant, no. That's unfortunate because I guess as everything goes on, chaos is going around. Men are flying all over the place. And Andre just couldn't, it's like a bunch of little flies coming at you. Maybe it's 1 man versus 100 children, 100 third graders. That's kind of what it is. But the third graders won this time. It's only a 2-star match. So Andre, if he wants to be the Glitch, he's got to prove that maybe 3 men was too much. Oh yeah, and Sean Spears ran in, and I guess he kind of got scared at Andre because he didn't do anything to Ridge. It didn't grow their feud, so that's cool. Big E is so pumped to be back in the ring. He's getting out of retirement. He's cleared to be in the ring, and in fact, he's going to be in the ring tonight in a triple threat match. And he's so pumped to lace up the boots again and be back in an NXT ring, baby. So, and 5 people are like, "Oh yeah, Big E!" So that's pretty dope. Carmelo Hayes is in the ring, running his mouth, bragging about how nobody on this roster is going to be able to touch him. It's going to be his year. Melomania is coming back, baby. And he doesn't care who it is. Anybody wants to take him on, heavyweight, cruiserweight, tag team, anyone in the back. And he keeps repeating, anyone. He very much says anyone. And that's when the Divas champion, Ivy Nile, walks out. And us on commentary, reminding everyone how dominant Ivy Nile has been. And Ivy says, "You wanted anyone? He got anyone. This match is happening right now, baby." Oh, I really wanted Ivy Nile to take it. But Carmelo Hayes, even though Ivy Nile was really showing out her power, I think maybe Melo kind of pulls out some dirty tricks while the ref wasn't looking, pokes her in the eye, and rolls her up for a win. That's why it's only a 1-star match. And Ivy Nile's confused, pissed, but we'll see how she handles that. Dom has been doing a lot of thinking lately. He just realized something. The fans aren't booing him because they hate him. They're booing him because they expect better out of Dom. And Dom says he will be better going forward. And everybody in the crowd's like, "Aw, all right, yay!" And they cheer, "Dirty Dom." And Big E said it tonight. He's returning to the ring, and here he is. He's in the ring tonight. Trick Williams has been talking shit, saying this grandpa is coming back. He's going to put him back in the retirement, back on the IR, back on the shelf where he belongs. But Andre Chase has inserted himself into this match for some reason. He's been trying to rebuild Chase U, and I think he's realized that nobody's going to see him as a leader if he can't win some singles matches. So he inserts himself into this match tonight because the superstars run this show. It's not just about the GM. And Andre Chase maybe showing off the leader that he is, because Andre Chase, I mean, I guess maybe Big E and Trick are getting into that heat exchange. They start brawling, maybe outside the ring, and then Chase capitalizes. He's going to catch Trick with a nice I actually don't know what Andre Chase's finisher is. I didn't look that up. There's so many people on the roster. But he hits him with his finisher outside of the ring, rolling back in. And then Big E, as confused as he was, he just maybe isn't in ring ready yet. Got some rust to take off. He loses Chase U. But Andre Chase maybe is that leader. 2.5 stars. And Big E and Trick Williams go up to level 2. Alpha Academy, they're not in Riyadh tonight. Actually, they're calling in from Sydney, Australia, because they were told by A-Town Down Under that the water goes the opposite direction. It goes counterclockwise when you flush the toilet in Australia. So that's what A-Town Down Under said. So they're here to prove it tonight. They're in front of a toilet. They hit the lever. And that's all just a lie. The toilet water runs the correct way in Australia. That's an urban myth. It does not go backwards. Alpha Academy's pissed off, and they're coming back to NXT with some fire against A-Town Down Under for being a bunch of big fat phony liars.
He's a big fat phony.
He's a big fat phony.
That's right. You're a big fat phony.
To level 2, baby. This one's kind of been all over the place. JC Mateo was calling Miz trash and saying he wants another shot at the Miz. Bisexual Undertaker is saying that JC Mateo doesn't even belong on NXT, doesn't even belong in a WWE roster. He can head back to whatever bloodline hole he crawled out of. He can go way back there. And then the situation gets even more worse when Sheamus comes out and he's sick of listening to everyone argue, and he's going to just fight the first person he sees. Dominic Mysterio, off his role change, has come out and says, "I want to prove myself." So you know what? The email comes on the screen. The GM is making a statement that they're all going to have a match tonight. If either of these 4 competitors win, they are the #1 contender if they can get the contract from the briefcase up top. But if The Miz gets that contract, well, neither of these 4 guys can ever challenge him for the IC title. We'll see if there's a possible #1 contender, and it looks like Sheamus is going to come out, and he hits a nice little bro kick off JC Mateo. He's throwing Miz out of the ring. He's showing Dom what's up. Maybe a kick off the ladder again. He climbs up. He grabs the contract. He's going to be your #1 contender in a 4-star match.
Gross. All right.
Yeah, you love it. I love how Sheamus is winning on my brand and Kevin Owens is winning on yours.
What the hell is going on? So to get the taste out of our mouths from Sheamus becoming the #1 contender, we're going to hop over to ECW. We're going to have the El Grande Americanos get back into the ring against Noam Dar and Joaquin Wilde. We're going to have a good old-fashioned tables match, EC dub style. Can the El Grande Americanos finally have some chemistry? No, they cannot.
Damn.
They have just been running their heads into the walls.
That's why.
Noam Dar gets a big victory as he puts the original El Grande Americano through the table. Joaquin Wilde slaps hands with Noam Dar after the big victory. Yet again, the El Grande Americanos struggle to get any sort of traction, but the rivalry does grow to a juicy level 2. Speaking of tag team rivalries growing, and possibly waistlines growing with the Vikings having a week off, the rivalry is going to grow to level 3. We had the Tongas calling them out because they say, hey, you guys need to put some freaking shirts on, brother. This is getting horrible. Looking at that pasty white skin and that hair just covering it and those protruding nipples. Just, ugh. And they're like, you know what? We're going to take a week off. We're going to think about it. We're going to be back. But damn it, our rivalry does grow to level 3. And then Fraxium, more tag team shenanigans on this brand. Elton Prince, Kit Wilson, Pretty Deadly. They got their nipples out. Fraxium has something to say about that. And what they say is you should put them things away too, because the rivalry is going to grow to level 2. They come away with a big win. Fraxium over Pretty Deadly. And then we get the rivalry to level 3. Ren Sinclair, she might be in a match later on tonight, have her hands full. But right now, she's got time to grab the mic with Sol Ruka, call out Nia Jax, and what's her name? Dames?
Izzy Dame.
Izzy Dame, yes. They call them out. They say, you know what? We haven't gained our rhythm quite yet, but our time is coming. Nia Jax has become far too dangerously full of herself. That ego has grown 3 times the size of her own heart. And it's going to come back to bite her. We're going to stay humble. We're going to keep grinding in the gym. And our victory is coming soon enough. And then Hank and Tank, what's not to love? They're just trying to keep working, keep grinding. But they're taking their lumps, though, because Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne are just too much to handle right now. This is what a professional tag team looks like. They know how it operates. So Hank and Tank, they admire Tyler and Pete from afar, but you know what? They're working to become what they can be, which is just a solid mid-card tag team. Rivalry does grow, so we've had like 5 tag team feuds grow just in the start of this card, so this is a lot of fun. And then, hey, Fire Valkyrie's like, you like tag team feuds growing? What about singles feuds growing? And everyone goes nuts, even Zoe Stark from the back. Also, just pumped to see all the action going on this beautiful brand. And then Nia Jax and her boastful self, she contacted me directly, said, I need a triple threat match. I'm calling out, I want Ren Sinclair, even though I'm already in a rivalry with her, and throw Nikki Cross's bitch ass in the ring too. I was like, okay. So let's see if Nia can walk the walk. Can she dominate these 2 ladies? No! And I told you, Ren and Sol, staying humble, grinding in the gym, working their way towards taking down Nia Jax in the tag team form one day. But right now, she's going to steal a victory over Nia Jax because Nikki Cross doesn't even pay any attention to Ren Sinclair the whole match. She just goes straight after Nia Jax. So they're going to start a feud, and then Ren Sinclair finally gets a big dub and makes a statement win over Nia Jax and humbles her ass in a big time win. And then Miles Bourne just keeps grinding, my friend, waiting patiently for his time in the ring, but it is coming. He keeps growing, so he should be on his way to a level 3. He'll definitely be a level 2 in the ring, so greatness is coming for Miles Bourne. And then greatness is already here with Chad Gable. Shoo, she says to Penta. Shoo, she says to the haters. Shoo, she says to Canada.
Wow.
I know.
Not a bad idea.
True.
and he says he's just, well, he's got nothing to say. He shoots everybody else, and then he shoots himself because he knows it's time to fight. He's putting that title back on the line against Penta. Just a normal match, no stippies. Chad Gable just ready to dominate. He's dominated this rivalry, even though Penta has the higher ring XP until tonight. Penta says, I'm tired of shushing, but you know what? Even though I'm shushed, I'm going to let my wrestling do the talking. And it speaks a loud spoken word that is greater than any word that can be spoken, because what's better than hearing the 1, 2, 3 in that Ring of the Bell echo throughout the arena. And Penta raises up the TV trophy and walks out of the ring a champion. And Chad Gable left reeling. He's got to figure out a way. Can he, at the go home show or at the PLE, get that title back?
And then finally, we head over to NXT Mutiny. The robots have something to prove. And in the last episode, we saw Bayley and Precious Silver make their debut as a team, and they took down Becky Lynch and Julia. So now they're trying to do it again. Title's still not on the line. Becky and Julia said, no. You got lucky. That wasn't fair. We didn't know what that hellish thing was you brought to the ring, and she had armor on. That's not fair either, but we're ready this time. And then they totally weren't ready at all. Bayley and Precious Silver could be a deadly duo in the women's tag team scene. They take down Becky and Julia. Once again, 3 stars. Gotta think they got a title match incoming. And Precious Silver said, hey, Becky, you got issues with me? But Becky was still knocked out from the end of the match, so Becky couldn't respond. So it was just Precious Silver talking to a corpse. So the rivalry doesn't move anywhere. Then Jacob Fatu. A few weeks ago, he said, get a load of this guy. And Charlie Dempsey, he didn't like that. So they started a feud. Now that feud is coming into the ring. Can Charlie Dempsey get the victory night 1? He can get the victory night 1. He takes down Jacob Fatu, and after the match says, your bloodline's a joke. My bloodline is the real deal. And the rivalry goes to level 2 because of it in that 2-star affair. Cruz del Toro lets Omos know that, hey, double check to the time of recording. What you have is still the World Championship of NXT Mutiny. And I want that. I need that. And Omos comes out to the ring, towers over Cruz del Toro, says there ain't no damn chance you're ever going to get it. Their rivalry goes to level 4. Then we got the Wyatt 6 versus part of the MFT. The tree branches are split all over the damn place. And that's why this version of the MFT can't get the win here. Wyatt 6 take him down 2.5 stars. We do get a feud underway. And then Jacob Fatu out to the ring. Or no, what? No, this is backstage because he was already in the ring for the match. Backstage, he says, look, I know I may lost tonight, but one thing I will not allow to be mocked is me, my blood, my passion, my drive for everything I do in that ring. And he gets 4 fans in the process. The people love Jacob Fatu despite the L. And then Julius Creed going one-on-one with Randy Orton. And he's got his brother Brutus out there standing ringside wanting to help him out. But Randy Orton don't give a damn. He hits the RKO on Julius Creed. Brutus jumps up, starts trying to get into the ring while he's trying to go between the top of the middle rope. Randy Orton runs in, hits kind of like a low version of the RKO, taking him down as well. And then he gets the pin on Julius for a 2-star victory and a rivalry underway. Nikita Lyons, she was like, hey, do you guys want me to do the gimmick with my buttocks? And people are like, you did that the last 2 weeks. Do something else. And then she's like, okay, check this out. And it's like when a little kid tells you to watch them do something and then they just kind of like spin in place twice and then they stare at you like they did something amazing. But when it's a kid, you're like, oh my gosh, that was so cool. But this is a grown woman. So there was one person that gave her support for her just doing little spins. But she's going to have to get in the ring if she wants to start building up the fan base. And then the Mutiny X Championship on the line. Rusev beat Ricky Saints the first matchup, but there wasn't a title on the line. Ricky Saints won the second matchup and got the belt. This is the tiebreaker between these two, and it is going to be Rusev getting the victory and Mutiny X gold in the 4-star match. And the rivalry goes up to level 3. to close the show. So for those rundowns, NXT 2.0, we have Fatal Influence take down Tiffany Stratton and Alexa Bliss in a 2.5-star tables match, keeping the tag team gold. They begin a feud. The Usos take down Braun Breaker in a 2-star handicap match. Triple threat action, Aleister Black gets the victory over Obafemi and Kane. Obafemi and Kane have their rivalry go up to level 3. Fatal 4-way action, Jordan Grace, Jada Parker, and Jasmine Nix come up short to Rhea Ripley. China tries to run in, but the run in doesn't go very well, so nothing really happened because of it. Then in the main event, a 3-star tables match. Kurt Angle puts Gunther through the table while hanging on to the ankle lock. Their rivalry begins in that 3-star match. Call outs to Javon Evans goes to level 2 with Seth Rollins. And then the New Day call out to the Street Profits does not move the rivalry. For ECW, it's going to be a 2.5-star opener. Noam Dar and Joaquin Wilde take the El Grande Americanos down in the tables match. Their rivalry up to level 2. Then Fraxium takes down Pretty Deadly. Their rivalry up to level 2. The rivalry success continues, as Cheek was saying during the show. It's a 2.5-star match with Pete Dunne, Tyler Bate, New Catch Republic taking down Hank and Tank. Their rivalry goes level 2. Then Ren Sinclair in triple threat action gets the impressive victory. Nia Jax and Nikki Cross starting a rivalry in defeat. And in the main event, Penta getting the television championship off of Chad Gable and around his own waist in that 3.5-star match. The rivalry goes to level 3. For the callouts, Lyra Valkyria goes to level 2 with Zoe Stark. Ren Sinclair and Sol Ruka go to level 2 with Nia Jax and Izzy Dame. And then the Tongas call out the Viking Raiders, and they go to level 3 as well. Then over to NXT, the Secret Service takes down, what'd you say? Dungeon Dolls was the name?
Dungeon Dolls, yeah.
Dungeon Dolls. Hell, dude, that's sick. I like that. 4 stars in the Hell in a Cell victory for the Secret Service, getting the gold back from the Dungeon Dolls. Then the 1-on-3 handicap match, Sean Spears runs out, causes chaos, and the trio still get the victory. Ridge Holland, Ilya Dragunov, and Ethan Page taking down Andre the Giant. 1-star match, Carmelo Hayes wins the intergender contest over Ivy Nile. Andre Chase gets the triple threat victory over Big E and Trick Williams. Big E and Trick Williams have the rivalry go to level 2 in that 2.5-star match. And then main event, 4 stars, Sheamus winning the fatal 5-way ladder match and a future opportunity at the IC title over Dominic Mysterio, JC Mateo, Damian Priest, and the IC champion The Miz, who was trying to stop it all from happening. Callouts, the Alpha Academy goes to level 2 with A-Town Down Under because they're lying, cheating liars. And then Brock Lesnar goes to level 3 with CM Punk. Finally, for Mutiny, Precious Silver and Bayley get a 3-star victory over Becky Lynch and Julia. Their rivalry to level 2. Charlie Dempsey gets a 2-star victory over Jacob Fatu. Their rivalry level 2. New rivalry begins as the Wyatt Six take down the MFT in a 2.5-star match. Randy Orton begins a feud with Julius Creed in a 2-star match. And in the main event, Rusev gets the Mutiny X Championship, defeating Ricky Saints in a 4-star match. That gets the rivalry to level 3. And then for the callouts, Cruz del Toro goes to level 4 with Omos. Precious Silver's call out of Becky Lynch does not move the feud. For NXT 2.0, it's going to be a 99 rating score, 35,000 fans, $21,000. And Seth Rollins, who also cut a promo on the exact same show, says Javon Evans sure spends more time running his mouth than fighting in the ring. And then Javon said Seth Rollins took all the airtime yammering away on the mic. So maybe Javon wanted a longer promo, but Seth Rollins, yeah. So just 2 guys mad at the other person for yapping. We'll have to see what happens when they get in the ring. For base NXT, it's going to be a 102 rating score for Canada. He's going to get 35,000 fans, lose $22,000. Trick Williams talking his trash on Big E. And you can see a run-in show. That's funny that his name has run-in in the name, and he's talking about the run-in of Sean Spears. Maybe that's all he tweets is, like, his whole account's just him tweeting about run-ins that happen at wrestling events. ECW, going to get a 95 rating score for Cheek. Going to get 29,000 fans, $45,000. Pete Dunne talking some trash on Hank Walker. And
No.
Damn it.
Wow.
And then NXT Monster calls out the Ren, settled the score with Nia Jax by stepping up in that triple threat match. Or the promo. Again, just all over Nia Jax. Got her number there. 96 for AI, Woodsy, and Mutiny. They get 30,000 fans, $55,000. And Charlie Dempsey, you know what? Fair enough. He won the match after the Fatu promo, called him out. Says all bark, no bite. I was hoping the tweet about the champion would specify which title it was, but we're just saying it's Mutiny X Championship until we know for sure which one's the world and which one's the men's. Also, Bailey and Precious Silver in their second tag team match develop their tag chemistry. For myself at 2.0, we get that 2-bit arena for having the handicap match. Canada going to get the stripped power card for, I forget what you did to get that. Do you remember?
Running.
Yes, thank you. Then Cheek going to get the rock bottom prices for not booking his best giant in a match. And these are the standings heading in to our first go home show. So I am up 10,000 fans on Canada. Canada up 1,000 fans on the AI, and the AI up 6,000 fans on Cheek. But of course, again, we're at the top of the year. It's super tight across the board. Ooh, we go from Saudi Arabia to Canada, and Cheek leading us off.
All right, here we blow. Ooh, thanks for the match against Sinclair and Nikki. I kind of knew they'd have to team up and cheat to deny me my victory, but the crowd could see who the best fighter was.
Hell yeah.
All right.
Oh boy.
Oh.
He knows. He knows if you want to get a big opportunity on Cheek's brain, you got to be friends with Triton.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ray Phoenix says he's been talking
Smart
with
man.
Triton a lot. He had a great idea they should team up for a tag match. I actually think he'd make an awesome tag team. Wow.
He might help him get some wins too. Level 15 ring XP.
Yeah. I love how Ray Phoenix knows to ride the coattails.
Yeah, that's
Hell yeah.
that's a smart play. That's just proof he watches the channel. He watched last year's
He
series.
does. He's probably a subscriber. Like
Yeah.
the people out there, if you're not subscribed, you should probably be like Ray Phoenix and hit that subscribe button.
Yeah, why not?
Ooh. Yes, you absolutely should. And we'll make the promise to Pretty Deadly to rematch against Fraxium within the next couple of weeks here. So, okay. A lot of things going on. A lot of things happening. This is our first go-home show. Ooh, bad timing. If I have an Extreme Rules match.
Good time.
Oh, all right. And there you go. Little fun note there on go-home shows.
Yep, and that's where rivalries that are level 3 or level 4 will end if they get booked at the go home show. And just like PLEs, if you end a rivalry, you do get a little bit of a boost on that match for closing out the feud.
A boosty boy. All right. Let's do a tag team call out here. Good lord, you guys suck on the mic. Where's Fraxium though? 3, 2. Good lord. You people. They got higher stamina, so we're gonna have them call out Elton Prince. We're gonna try desperately to get this to at least a level 3. Because we're gonna put them in another match tonight, and I think it might be the Extreme Rules match to get that card as well. So we'll see. I might adjust on the fly here as we go forth. But real quick, obviously we're not getting any logistics. Talent scouts.
Ooh, baby
Stephanie
Steph.
McMahon Helmsley.
Ooh.
Shaking my head.
I think that's really fun and interesting, but you guys are probably going to be pissed that I'm going to pass on her, but I am. I don't need another jobber to build up. I just brought in Triton.
Hey, better be pissed off than pissed on.
Yep, exactly. I just brought in Triton, and I just, I'm trying to build up Miles Bourne, so I kind of have my hands full. And speaking of, we're going to go ahead and get schooled.
Get schooled.
Oh, man, this one's good, too.
Especially with us on the Immortal
Yes.
difficulty, that morale's going to be tougher this year.
Contract negotiated in 2 weeks. That could be pretty clutch as well. But really, as it stands right now, I only got room for one more on the card. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to get the morale. So this is going to be a pretty tight show. So tight. It's going to be tight. So tight. Okay. Now, for next week. Ooh. Man. This is tough sledding. won't be room for anything except for advertising. So we're going to... I'm trying to think here because Hendry and Owens have no stamina. If I fight them next week, they're going to get hurt, and then I'm going to have a champion out. So my immediate thought is to pivot this into the following PLE. That way they can build up their stamina again. So that might be the play for there. But then I got to have a good feud for next week. So it might be where Penta and Gable come in. So I might, and because I don't have any monies, clear this. My call out's going to be reserved. Right here to get this to level 4 for next week. Ooh. So, yeah, we're we're towing the line. We're tap dancing right on the boundary here. We're gonna make things work because that's what we do. And then we'll get the shirtless versus shirts. We got shirts and skins right there.
Skins, baby.
And then because of that, I think the Extreme Rules will probably be them. So we're just gonna pivot you. Dang it.
I know. I'm still like, my brain clearly isn't used to just like sliding over to select match types. I keep doing that too.
Freaking infuriating. All right, there we go. So this will be our finale, and then we're going to, what do we got? More tag team love. Right there. And then I like it. I like it. We're filling out a solid little card here. You know what? Let's get these ladies in the match. I like that. And we have room for one more. Who's gonna get the nod? As much as I want to put Hanky Tanky in, I don't think. Unless, hold on. Ooh, 4-way tag. Can't do a 4-way tag. Yeah. Okay. I was gonna get wild.
Joaquin Wild.
Yep.
Noam Dar.
Screw Noam Dar.
Sorry, Noam Dar. According to the draft pronunciation.
Yeah. Which is false, by the way.
Well, yeah, I didn't say it.
Alright. So we're gonna do... Since we can't have a lot of fun because I have no money. No money. I think it is best to go this route right here. Go with a tested duo. But... So we're gonna get this promise here taken care of. We got 3 weeks though, so we can even do this after the PLE. We can get Ray Phoenix and Triton. We'll get them in the mix. Don't you worry, those waiting at home. And then now, so as we know, we can see here, none of these work except for advertising. So we're gonna get some money in. So I just need some of my best men. And
You're the best around.
nothing can ever bring me down. Alright, I just need my heavy hitters. I need people who are good on the mic. Oh, dude. Let's go.
Kevin Owens is really great on the mic. I don't know if you knew that.
Mr. Iguana. What isn't Kevin Owens good at?
Good question, man. Probably crocheting.
Nah, he slaps at that too.
Yeah, I could see him being sneaky good.
Alright, and then I just want to see... Nathan Frazier might not be bad to get in the mix. Uncle Howdy, we could actually have him on. Because he is kind of neutral-faced.
He's rowdy.
Yeah. He is rowdy. Or Bray Wyatt. We haven't used Bray Wyatt that much, so we might as well have him do a little advertising. Queen. Yeah, I think we're good then. Why the hell is Original El Grande Americano so good on the mic? What are we doing? Alright, but I think that's going to be the show. We're going to get our card. We got our commissioner goal. We knocked out a promise. We have tons of good rivalries on deck tonight. And we're going to have a setup for, as long as Chad Gable hits, we're going to have ourselves set up for a beautiful PLE next week when we get to Battleground. So I think that's it. Literally, I cannot do anything else. I've given you guys my all. Is there anything? Oh. Duh.
Duh.
Level
The journey
3.
begins.
Yep, for
was
our
that?
king.
Tanking.
So there we go. All right, I think we're good now. That's pretty good, especially for being in a place like Canada.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm sorry. That was just a joke.
Oh, it's okay. Speaking of Canada, baby, we're going to Calgary, right? Thanks for the rematch against Miz, but you suck. Didn't go the way. Talia expects to be in on the show, which is tough because she was just in last week. Dang it. That loser Spears attacked me. Sure, no problem. Let's get going. Running our most popular star for I know a guy. No, because that's gonna be like CM Punk. Yeah, that's just not happening. We could make it happen, but I mean, I know a guy 3 is not. I don't know. It's not one that we have to get. You know what I mean?
You don't want to know any guys?
No, I don't want no guys.
Oh.
Do I have any level 3 feuds? I don't. So, well, except for obviously those two. So what we're gonna do is either Tricksters. Where is Trick? There he is. He's only got 54. So that's actually okay. What we're gonna do is we're gonna have Big E. This is the first time we're gonna see if this works, and then we're gonna have Big E versus Trick Williams. So we're gonna try to move that up to level 3, and then we're gonna try to end it in the same night. We're gonna see if that actually works. I think we might have to go over here, and we're going to
Get Steph, please.
look up some Jabbas.
Clint McDougal.
Timber. Come on, man.
I need to see somebody. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna grab this quickly now that I see it, because Superstars GM is definitely gonna be needed in this year. And what we're gonna do is, oh yeah, we were buying somebody. We're gonna get. Oh gosh, we're gonna look up this. Abraca Slam coming on over.
Who's that other guy?
We're gonna do.
Oh, buddy.
Let's do
Oh.
15 weeks of Abraca Slam. And then who was the other one you wanted
Oh,
to see?
never mind.
Flex
Flex
Mignon.
Mignon.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I'd rather have somebody a little more
Timber.
dinky. I need a face. That's my biggest problem. I'm gonna go.
Flip Timber.
You know what? Flex. Look how jacked he is. You know what? We're gonna do Flex. We're gonna do
Timber's
Flex.
pretty damn big, too.
He is, but he's a heel. If he wasn't heel, we'd think about Timber. You know what? Just for cheek, we're gonna sign
Let's
Timber.
go,
as well.
dude.
Hell yeah, brother. So let us do our. We said there was a #1 contenders match. We might as well make that tonight. It's gonna be the Miz. It's gonna be Sheamus. The title is gonna be on the line. I wanted to see something real quick though. I might as well test it out here. Here it is. 1 versus 2. I wanted the one to be like the champion. I just want to see. I'm just gonna throw in 2 random people. Okay, you can't do a title match. I was wondering, like, you know how we've seen handicap matches where the person who pins wins the title. I thought maybe it could be something like that. But no, you cannot put up a title in a handicap match. Good to know. Good to know. What we're gonna do is we are going to get Andre a W here, and he's going up against Flex and
James.
Abraca Slam, baby. Let's see what we can pull out there. Natty is expecting to fight tonight, so she's got to get in the ring. Where is she? Here she is. Might even just do it a 1v1 right now. Maybe up against a Lash legend, because Lash needs to get in that ring, dude. And then main event time will be, it has to be Miz and Sheamus.
Fudges.
And we will put it in a nice stip. It's going to be, I don't have enough for 3 stages of hell. Quality boost, we're looking for a high, and that's going to be either like Hell in a Cell's 50, but TLC gets not just a high quality boost versus a maximum. We're going to try to rock a TLC since, you know, the contract was in a ladder. Why not put the why not add some tables and chairs and put it up there then? That works for me. And last but not least, we're gonna I'm gonna try it again. This isn't gonna end the feud, but I could potentially. No, Austin Theory is gonna be up for injury if he fights this week. Could possibly do a double down and have it ready for the PLE. I might as well, as much as I don't really want to do this. Oh, she's fighting already. Never mind. That was a thought of just getting them back into a match. But I think we'll keep that the way it is, and we will put. Wish I had another level 3 somewhere, because I can't put this at first because then it won't end. I need to do it this way to see if it'll end. That's going to be our potential only level 3 feud here. Maybe put it in a tables match, or maybe not, because it actually might do better than whatever the hell I'm going to book in this match here. Almost regretting my call out last week, because I could have had them fight this week. But you know what? I guess what I can do is kind of like do this. Oops. Either have them do the opponent's tag up thing.
Can they coexist?
And they coexist against Timber and Cat and Grog. There we go. Look at that. Can they coexist?
Let's go.
I don't know if this is going to be a great opener. That's my
Timber makes the plank that Captain Grog
No, I can't do this.
uses.
Ooh, that's good. That's good lore.
I think the only thing I could possibly do is either like Lesnar and Timber, because, you know, Lesnar's like a fucking lumberjack in Saskatchewan now. So that kind of,
Dude.
That's where he met Timber. Timber's Canadian, by the way.
Makes me think of Tim Burton.
Tim Burton.
Yeah, like Nightmare Before Christmas.
And then maybe we throw something like this, even though it would have to be more Cat and Grog, would make more sense, but I was gonna say
Hopefully
maybe
he's
Cat
not
and Grog could
Captain
run in.
Groggy, like he's a little tired.
My only gripe on doing this is that Pat McAfee and Timber suck, so it's not going to rate that well. I'd have to do like a Dirty Dom and a Josh Briggs. At least I got 5 minutes to figure this out. This is like my only thing. I'll leave that for now. Let's go book some call-outs to get things ready for the PLE. What we're going to do is we're going to have Dirty Dom call out Josh Briggs and possibly do a double down here to make sure we have at least one level 4 feud, and then I guess technically either do CM Punk calling out Brock Lesnar. I think maybe we'll do that, and then what else we're gonna do is Io Sky, Chelsea Green in an Extreme Rules match. We can afford it for the title. Okay. Still worried this is gonna rate better, but I think with Extreme Rules and a title, I think we're gonna be fine. Even though it's a specialty match. I think everything all considered, I think this is going to rate better than a 15-5 or 15-10. Although that level 3 feud is scaring me. We'll see. We're just gonna have to see what happens. Unless I just take this out and have them feud until the next PLE. But I kind of want to see if it will work. So for the knowledge, I think we'll keep it. Maybe we'll just add some people into this match. How about we'll get the champ in there. We'll get Blake Monroe getting a shot. Kiana James getting a shot, as well as...
I love how with the deep rosters and extra match types, you're just like throw people in. For the
Yeah,
hell
let's
of
just
it now.
throw these girls in. I think that's the move, unless I wanted to kind of do an Ivy Nile challenge.
But there's something
same.
where if you aren't doing that, like if someone's not getting booked, they're getting
Yes,
pissed. So
absolutely.
you do kind of have to sprinkle in some schmucks.
Well, that's why I'm interested too at the trade sessions. Like, are we just going to be dumping off a bunch of low morales every PLE, or how does that going to look too?
I know, that's going to be real interesting. No, I think I need to do EO Sky versus Chelsea Green, just because that's at least a feud that's doing something. And we'll put the world title on the line. All right, I'm feeling okay. I'm not feeling certainly great. We still got 2 minutes and 30 seconds. And like I said, if you stuck around, we were going to use our second GM power card, except it's not going to be the hidden agenda. We're going to use Cactus Jacked on NXT
Yeah, get his ass.
2.0. Because
Here we
we know
go.
that this year we're going to have to book at least the minimum amount of people you could book is 6 people at the PLE. Last year, if you use Cactus Jack, somebody could just throw a 1v1 and then our cross-branded matches. That's only 4 competitors. This, at least Cody's going to have to put 5 real people unless he wants to sign a bunch of jobbers for his PLE, which I don't think he was going to do. I was going to do this last week to this week, and then I thought, there's no way he can throw on a PLE. He could throw a go-home show. You ain't going to throw a PLE. So we're going to try
Same.
that,
We never threw
see how that works.
I don't know how crazy Cody can be though.
Wait a minute. Isn't Damian Priest in a match tonight? No, I'm going to keep... Because he's not. He's not. So we're going to keep this going. We're not panicking on time this week. I actually have some time. The titles are on. That's the biggest thing I care about. And did I do my... Oh, no. It was just a thing. And Natty gets to make an appearance. Make sure I'm not... 3 weeks to do that. That's fine. That's just like... hopefully I can remember after the PLA to do that. And then Brock Lesnar's going to get a shot. All right. Punk calling out Lesnar. All right,
Good
boys.
show. Good
I think we
show.
can do this. And if we would have known if we can do a call out to end a feud, I would maybe have saved this for the next week and done the first promo a call out and then try to end the feud the next go around. But we don't know if it's actually going to work. So this is my test subject to see if a call out before their match can end something.
All right, and then we head over to 2.0. Rhea Ripley, pissed that China attacked her.
Loser China.
I wish you would have been so pissed that you started a feud last week, but we'll make that happen. Similar to what Canada just mentioned with the Rich Hahn situation. We can't do it after PLE, just got to remember. If we have a hell... Ooh, that's a really good card, so I think somebody's going to hell this week. Can't pass up a bad pub 3. Other promises right now, the only one we're worried about outside of what we just promised Rhea is New Day get the next shot at the Street Profits tag titles, which is the plan. Power cards here. We've already got a fixed match. Get Schooled 1 is tempting, but we'll wait and see because we are going to be booking a Hell in a Cell, so I got to see kind of how the show funnels here. I'm actually going to look at the roster page. It'll be easier for me to digest my feuds that way. So I think the only level 3 we have is Obafemi and Kane. So I think we're going to close out that feud. I don't know if it will be Hell in a Cell, but what I'm going to do, I think this will be the quickest way, or I guess it won't be. I was thinking if I book a Hell in a Cell, then I could like get marked who the specialists are, but I would have to throw them in before they get marked. So I'm just seeing. So Jimmy Uso has the specialty, Tiffany Stratton specialty. And that is it. So if I wanted to use Rivalry for Hell in a Cell, I could have the women's tag titles be Hell in a Cell, or I could have Usos versus the Bronze in Hell in a Cell without a title on the line. And then for Kane and Oba, I quit for Kane, Oba's ambulance. We don't have those unlocked yet. So I think... let's go ahead and get the women's tag titles on the line. We almost threw this in Hell in a Cell last week and we didn't save money, so I think I'm going to give them the Hell in a Cell match, but it does make me question what my curve would end up being in terms of which one would be better between this or Oba and Kane closing out their feud. I think they've both been... These ladies I know got 3 stars last week. I think Oba and Kane are trending right around 3 as well. I think they got 2.5 last week. So I'm going to say if I give these two their specialty and the titles, I feel that can main. That gets me a Bad Pub 3. We got 1 as a random card from our draft. That'll be a second one. It's a good card to have as we go through. And then I think Oba and Kane is our opener. What I'm wondering is, do I want to have somebody crash the party for the sake of a boost to the match? Or I could have both Kurt and Gunther crash it. Kurt Angle's got the tables match boost. Seeing who else maybe has a tables boost. That's what we're scrolling for right now. Can't be a lady in this case. So yeah, Angle's the only one I have that has a tables match boost. So I'm thinking we make this a fatal 4-way tables match. We let Gunther and Kurt get added into this thing. So we go like that. Then elsewhere on the card, I think we get these guys involved. I think we go try to move that feud. And then with what we've got left, I think we go Zelina, Charlotte title. And then it's whether or not, kind of same thing like we were talking about, just adding people to matches just to get more people on the card. I could add someone to this, or I could add someone to this, just for the sake of getting some people booked. Obviously, it does mean 2 people are losers in the match instead of 1. But I think we've got the ability here to kind of just keep opening up opportunity. So let's go... You know what? Okay, we're going to go triple threat here. The reason is we're going to make 2 tests here. So if Canada's test doesn't happen, I'm also testing it. So we're going to go Jordan Grace, Jada Parker, title on the line. Then we're going to go with a call out earlier in the show, whichever one is better on the stamina front. So 47. Jada's got 61. She has a worse promo, but we're still going to go this way because of the stamina. See if we can get that to level 3 and then close it here. Then we're going to go with a charity promo, and that charity promo is going to be cut by our world champion LA Knight. We are going to go tag team call out this time. We're going to have the Street Profits try it since Kofi's the one that needs the rest. This has a decent chance to be the PLE match. I'm not 100% locked into what I'm going to do with the PLE since we're only clearing 1 feud. We'll kind of just make a judgment call in the moment based on staminas and where everything is. Then I want to do we're going to go with a self promo. I'm between AJ or Logan Paul. Logan Paul's in a feud, so I think we're going to have Logan Paul do the self promo. And again, we're kind of trying to trickle our way through challenges, just kind of get moving. So call outs we've been doing. Advertisement, we've only got the 1 so far, but we've been doing a lot of charity call outs, tag call outs, self promos. I don't do a lot of self promos, so I've been trying to knock those out quicker, because when I naturally book, I'm not thinking about self promos. I usually prefer to do like ring XP, get fans, get money, or get rivalries moving. So I'm intentionally doing the self promos now. So when I'm naturally booking later on, I'm not thinking about it too much. So now we've got the stuff booked. We're sitting on 30,000. I think I'm going to hold on the power cards. Get Schooled 1 is definitely tempting, but I want to wait on that because I might try to go for the concert hall at the PLE, pending where the money is and what I'm booking there. If I buy that power card, that could be the difference. So I'm fine not giving someone the 5 ring XP. So we're good with Triple H's challenge. I feel good about this. I wish there was a way to see like a... I'm not making this triple threat, I'm just doing this so I can look. I wish there was an easy way to see who's not booked at all. But I guess it would, if I do... Yeah, because if they're in a promo, it doesn't mark it here because we've got the Street Profits called out. Because what I'm intrigued by is like throwing someone in that isn't booked. But you definitely got to know it. But I've got time to kind of think about it here. So I'm thinking if I can go here. I know this is, the ultimate triple threat move is 2 baby faces, 2 heels. I could also turn this into a 4-way with AJ to see if we get Styles and Vikingo in a feud. I think we are going to do that. We're going to still hope Seth wins because I'm sick of losing him every year, but try to optimize our roster usage. We have a triple threat. We're getting closer to getting that challenge done. Couple fatal 4-ways. We're going to hope that we get this feud to level 3 for Jordan Grace and Jada Parker to close it out, but I'd prefer the title to stay with Charlotte and Zelina, but we're willing to risk it there. Hell in a Cell main event. It's only a level 1 feud, but we've got the match stipulation boost and Hell in a Cell rates high on that. We've got tables match here for Kurt Angle's specialty. He's crashing the party for the Obafemi Kane closeout. And then probably whatever I book at the PLE will be too extreme since we've got that card. But I don't know what feud is going to get featured there. We'll have to find out. But I think we're good. So we are going to go ahead and send it in.
Hey, I forgot I was first. So here we go. Wow, that is still ticking. Okay, it stopped. All right, so El Grande Americanos. They are here. They are ready. They know this is the go-home show. They're Americanos and Canadano right now. Here we are in Canada. We're about to put on a show.
Hell
Can they
yeah.
finally beat Joaquin Wilde and Noam Dar? Ah! I think they do. I think this is the time we find our chemistry and we get a big victory. Let's go. The rivalry grows to level 3 and a good start to the show. Not only 3 stars, but because of our Americano friends getting their first ever tag team dub. And then, yes, I needed it bad. I needed this call out to hit. And Chad Gable, he delivers. He shooshes the crowd and he shooshes all the doubters again. And he shooshes myself because I doubted him. And he says, I'll get you to the level 4 rivalry. And he goes, and he doesn't even need to say anything. He just gives Penta the bird. He says, I'll see you next week. Piece of shit. And then the rivalry grows to level 4. Pretty deadly. Nathan Frazier, Axiom, for Axiom. Gonna get back into the ring again this week. This is truly rivalry renewed. Can Pretty Deadly bounce back after a weak last week. Try saying that 10 times fast. And the rivalry grows to level 3 after they do have a good bounce back performance. Good start to the show so far. And then Penta, he comes out. He doesn't give a crap what Chad Gable has to say because he knows that he's all talk and he's no performance in the ring, which is why the belt rests squarely around the luscious hips of Penta. He shows off the belt to everybody and they throw money at him. He gets us over $15,000 for our advertising king. And then Izzy Dame, Nia Jax back in their tag team format this week against Sol Ruka, Ren Sinclair. Ren Sinclair, the big victory last week in triple threat fashion as she upset the heavy Nia Jax, the heavy favorite Nia Jax. And we're here to see if the humbleness of Sol and Ren is enough to overcome. No. Nia Jax, just in that format, the rivalry comes to an end at 2.5 stars. And you could argue it wasn't much of a rivalry to begin with, as Nia Jax just dominant in the tag team fashion, carrying Izzy Dame over the finish line. It's a great experience for Izzy to learn under the wings of Nia Jax, but Ren Sinclair, Sol Ruka, they got to be doing some soul searching now because they just keep coming up short as a unit. And then Mr. Iguana comes out and he's holding Yeska up, and the fans go crazy and they start throwing money at him because he's covered in green, and well, he loves green, so they just throw green at him. And Mr. Iguana gets us a lot of green, and that I like a lot. Yes, yes, Yeska. Indeed. And -2 on the pop, though, because Canada and Cody don't like to see me shine. And then Lyra Valkyria, they're going to mix it up with Zoe Stark. They said, enough, let's take a break from all this luscious, fantabulous tag team wrestling, and let's hold our fists like this rivalry once and for all. Actually, I don't think the rivalry concludes here, but Lyra Valkyria gets that rivalry to the next level with a big dub and an even bigger statement as she gets a huge win over Zoe Stark. And then Bray Wyatt says, I'll show you how to put an advertising promo on Mr. Iguana without losing any pop, and I don't need a damn stuffed Yeska on my shoulders. I'll just go out, do it the old-fashioned way. He gets us $11,000 at the expense of absolutely nothing. What a promo for Bray Wyatt. What a show for ECW. And it culminates here. My friends, we have finally reached the end. We are to Extreme Rules tag team wrestling. I wish we could spectate it, but you're going to have to imagine it for me. Imagine two big, sweaty, hairy, slightly overweight men just getting in the ring and grappling on each other as the Tongas come out. And they're like, oh, this is kind of disgusting. They actually have those little towels like a quarterback would wear, like put it in on his waist. And they keep having to wipe themselves off, keep wiping their faces off after chain wrestling with Eric and Ivar. And this is just Extreme Rules, but it's also extreme sweat and extreme grossness. But you know what? Eric and Ivar, they're the champs for a reason. It's because they know. Well, they knew. They knew tag team wrestling, but they shouldn't have took a week off to rest last week because they came back a little bit rusty. And the Tongas proved once and for all that if you come out prepared, if you have a shirt on and you have a little towel to wipe your hands, you can go far and you can achieve your dreams of being ECW men's tag team champions. And they conclude their feud once and for all. And they're looking for their next foe. And Lord knows, looking at the card, there's a lot of options for the next tag team. Who is worthy enough to take on the Tongas?
Hell yeah, over on NXT. It's not going to tell me. I couldn't remember if Chelsea Green and Io Sky was level 1 rivalry or a level 2. But it doesn't matter because Chelsea Green comes down to the ring and she's complaining that she's been emailing the anonymous GM to no response. She doesn't know who it is, and she's looking. Maybe she should go to Paul Heyman because she is demanding a rematch. And you know what? It doesn't matter. The GM doesn't have to make a statement because Io Sky comes down and says, if you want a rematch, I'll give you a rematch. And she gets into the ring, and before that bell rings, you've got mail. And the anonymous GM has sent another email to the screen, and he has said that the women's division has so many contenders to ignore, and that Io Sky and Chelsea Green have been going back and forth, trading the title back and forth. So he's going to up the stakes. 3 more competitors are added to this match. Slow the Vice, it's Kiana James, it's Blake Monroe. It's now a 5-woman Extreme Rules match for the NXT Women's Championship. Who's walking out tonight? Io Sky. Weapons are flying everywhere. And you know what? I'm just going to do it. Io Sky pulls out a trash can from under the ring, and she puts it on herself, goes up to the top rope, and everybody is standing down below on the ringside, and they're all kind of bundled together looking up at Io Sky, and she does I think she did a swanton. I don't remember if it was a swanton or a moonsault with the garbage can on her, but she does the exact same spot, and she hits all women. She picks up somebody like... she doesn't pick up Chelsea Green. Let's say she picks up Lola Vice, tosses her in the ring, and gets a 1-2-3. It's a 3-star match. Okay, that's a good start. We're a little nervous about this Big E Trick William match coming up. But speaking of, Big E comes out and addresses the comments that Trick made last week about sending him back to the shelf, injuring him again, and it is level 3. So Trick comes down and he starts. They go face to face. They start arguing. They're not even, the mics aren't even up, so you don't know what they say. And this match, I mean, like the wrestlers, they own NXT, and they're just gonna make this a match. And a ref comes running down. He slides in the ring, and this one's already on the way. Who's gonna take control and technically end this feud? It's Big E, baby. Rivalry is complete. It did work. It's a 3.5 stars, so actually not too bad. Last year the half star didn't affect your rating too bad. I think I still get a good booking, even though this technically should have been our opener. Couldn't have been our opener because it wouldn't have ended the feud, but this certainly does. And Big E, he's back in the ring, baby. He's taking out trash talkers. Let's see what Big E does in the future. But the future is later. Right now, Dominic Mysterio is being interviewed backstage, and he's calling out Josh Briggs, saying, you know, he's looked on himself, and Dom knows that he needs to be a better person, a better guy. You know who's not a good locker room guy? Motherfucking Josh Briggs. He acts like he's the toughest person. Look at that stupid jacket, the man of mayhem. Yeah, right, bud. So Dominic Mysterio, he's calling out saying, you know, come fight me then, bitch. And we'll see how Josh Briggs responds. But after a surprising loss in his debut match, the anonymous GM has sent an email to Andre the Giant saying that the expectations are higher for him. So tonight he's giving him an easier match. Instead of a 3-on-1 handicap match against NXT superstars, it is a 2-on-1 match against 2 local talents. That's Flex Mignon and Abra Kaslam. And I'm pretty sure Andre hopefully can get this one done. Yes, sir. The 2 men, just like last week, they start overwhelming Andre early, trying to get on top of him. Both Flex Mignon and Abra Kaslam kind of lay on top, and Flex is doing his best, man. He's a big guy. He's jacked. He's trying to hold down Andre, but it's no match for the glitch. He pushes them both off and then kind of just chops them both in the head with both hands. Double chops, and both down go Flex and Abra Kaslam. And that was an easy 1-2-3 pin on both of them at the exact same time. So that's really tough. Josh Briggs says he had to watch Dominic Mysterio's interview twice. He had to rewind it because he thought the first time he listened to it, he thought it was a joke. And he says he is the man of mayhem, and he's going to show exactly what mayhem is. And he poses a challenge to Dominic Mysterio. He says, hey, Dom, if you're so tough, brother, why don't you be the NXT men's rep at the PLE? How about that for one and only? So, Dom, if you think you're tough, be the men's rep. If not, come at me, bro. So we'll see if Dominic Mysterio takes on that challenge, and maybe he's our men's rep at the PLE at Battlegrounds. The show is in Calgary, baby, and Natty has requested to come out, and she comes out, and of course she's horrible on the mic, so she's kind of mumbling, and nobody can really understand what she has to say. But it doesn't matter because the music hits, and Lash Legend is debuting tonight. A powerhouse athlete, her size, her strength, her athletic background. She's going to take on Natalya in her hometown. It doesn't matter if it's the Heart Dungeon's backyard, because tonight it's Lash Legend's playground, baby. Except no, because Lash is dominating early with the strength, and Natalya is looking like she's on the ropes. But slowly but surely, she's getting a lot of moves locked on her. But out of nowhere, kind of slips down and gets the sharpshooter locked in. And unfortunately, Lash has no choice. She wasn't prepared for someone to lock in a good sharpshooter, not a shitty little sharpshooter. It was a good sharpshooter, dead center in the ring. Lash wasn't prepared. Had to tap out, baby. CM Punk comes out, and he starts talking about Brock Lesnar. He starts talking about Paul Heyman. He points out Brock Lesnar's racking up losses lately. Hasn't even won on NXT yet. Lost in the UFC. Just horrible. He's saying that maybe the Beast isn't quite unstoppable as he used to be. Maybe the Beast is getting a little too old around here, because the best in the world doesn't get old. It only gets better with time, like a fine wine, baby. So if Brock's recent record's any indication, Punk says Battlegrounds is just going to be an easy match. But of course, Brock Lesnar, he's not here tonight. He's in Saskatchewan training with Tim Burr. So he's trying to get Tim Burr ready for NXT action. And that grows to level 4, so that's gonna be ready for the PLE. I don't know if you guys are ready for this, because Sheamus, he earned his shot at the #1 contender. he beat, I can't remember. Well, he climbed up the ladder. He beat a bunch of guys, climbed up the ladder, kicked off JC Mateo, but he didn't technically do anything to The Miz during that match. So The Miz says he's already proved himself that nobody deserves a title shot. But, the anonymous GM, he's going to shut that down pretty quick, sending an email saying the ladder match was so good, he's adding in tables, he's adding in chairs. It's a TLC for the Intercontinental title. Can The Miz retain, or Sheamus, oh baby, turns into a brutal brawl. And just like we see before, Miz starts slowly climbing up that ladder, and he makes it to the top. But there's a ladder leaning up against that ladder, kind of like creating a little bridge. And Sheamus runs up that ladder. Bro kicks the Miz right off. Miz flies out of the ring through a table. And Sheamus climbs up, grabs the title. It's going to start a new feud, level 1 in a 4-star match. New Intercontinental Champion with that white strap. Looks like his skin, baby. Let's go. Sheamus is our new Intercontinental Champion.
And then we head over. AI Woodsy has Mutiny ready for their first ever go-home show, and they're kicking it off. It's time to award the tag team championships. The Wyatt Six defeated the MFT last week. Can they do it again when the gold is on the line? They absolutely can. The Wyatt Six get the victory. MFT has been struggling to start over on the Mutiny side. It's a 3-star victory for the Wyatt Six. That feud goes level 2. And then Precious Silver says, hey, I saw the word. I saw it on the interwebs. There's going to be a women's tag team title match tonight. And just so you know, Becky, as much as Bailey and I love beating up you and your partner, I also wouldn't mind beating you up myself. And so that rivalry goes level 2 on the singles side. And then Mutiny has not awarded their women's championship yet. So they said, you know what? We'll go ahead. We'll award that title tonight because it is going to be Raquel Rodriguez going one-on-one with Thea Hale. Who can come out on top? Will it be the Giant? Will it be the Cruiser? It is the Giant, big, sexy Raquel Rodriguez gets the 2-star victory, becoming the first Mutiny Women's Champion. And that championship match brings a level 1 feud to the table. Charlie Dempsey, he lets Jacob Fatu know, hey, I saw this tech. I was watching NXT, and if I get the rivalry leveled up with you, we can be done fighting each other after tonight. And Fatu was like, dude, that sounds awesome because I'm sick of you in a big way. So they go to level 3, and then they have their match right after. It's Jacob Fatu, Charlie Dempsey now closing the feud. And in that feud closer, Jacob Fatu avenges his loss from last week and gets a 2.5-star victory. And then Fatu says, look, I know you've been seeing a lot of me tonight, but you see, I just disposed of Charlie Dempsey. And if you want to see Jacob Fatu climb the ladder of NXT Mutiny, you need to support us. You need to support the brand. So AI Xavier Woods has no choice. And they get 3,500 fans for that promo. And then Omos, is he in a level 4 feud? Yes. Is that feud booked in this match? No. The NXT Mutiny World Championship is on the line against the new feuding duo of Randy Orton and Julius Creed. Can Omos survive the triple threat match? He cannot, because Randy Orton, Randussy, is your new Mutiny World Champion. He gets the victory, pinning Julius Creed in the process. 3-star match. Randy Orton and Julius Creed go to level 2. And then Nikita Lyons, she comes out to the ring and she was like, look, I know y'all said I got to change it up. I can't be doing the same thing every single week, but watch this. And she does, it's the trick where you like have paper and you rip it up into a bunch of pieces, but then you have a hidden newspaper like in your sleeve, and then you unfold it, and then the paper is completely full again. I just was thinking about this magic trick because I saw, after Lee Corso died, the video of him doing it got posted, or not Lee Corso, Lou Holtz. The video got posted like 30 times, so it's fresh on my mind. And Nikita Lyons tried it, and then someone's like, you stole that from Lou! And so that kind of hurt her ability to gain fans off that promo. And then the main event, tag team action. Bailey and Precious Silver have won twice over the women's tag team champions. Can they do it when the gold is on the line? When the lights are their brightest? They can, because the lights were so bright, actually, that they glared off of Precious Silver's armor into Becky Lynch's eyes, causing her vision issues that are going to keep her out for 6 weeks. She couldn't see, so she had to tag out to Julia. Julia was stuck by herself. She couldn't get it done. So Bayley and Precious Silver, your new tag team champions in a 4-star match, and that tag rivalry, I believe, will be continuing because there's nothing there about it ending, but Becky Lynch will be gone for 6 weeks. And then finally, we head over to NXT 2.0. Obafemi and Kane are getting ready for their North American Championship match, but Kurt Angle makes his way out to the ring. Sensational Sherry announces that he is included in this match because she was so impressed by what he did to Gunther last week. So will the title change hands? It will. Kurt Angle. Oh, shit. That did better than I thought it would. All right. Main event is going to have to really step up here. We get a 4.5-star tables match here. I did not expect that because the Kurt and Gunther, it wasn't a feud, but Kurt and Gunther got 3 stars in their tables match last week. So pleasant surprise here. Not mad about it, but Kurt Angle is your new North American champion. And the way this match ends, Kane goes to chokeslam Obafemi. He's got him on Brett's rope, and he goes to chokeslam him off. But when he throws him to the table, Kurt Angle runs in and does kind of like a spear tackle while Oba's in the air. So it actually ends up being Kurt Angle that gets awarded the victory because he hit Obafemi last. And Kane, he don't know what the hell's going on. He's just an ass kicker. So everything was fine there. His morale's in a great spot. Jada Parker says, hey. Goes up to Sherry, hey. I've got this idea. I saw it on NXT. I saw it on NXT Mutiny, so surely it works for NXT 2.0. Let me go talk some shit about Jordan Grace and get this rivalry cooking. And Sherry's like, okay, that's cool. So Jada Park comes out and says, hey, I saw what you tweeted. I literally actually saw this tweet the morning of the recording. Jada Park goes, hey, I saw that tweet. Where you were posed up with Chelsea Green, and in the tweet you said, don't look at my feet, and then someone screenshot your foot because you were all super tan, but then your foot was super white because you're fake. And I'm not fake, I'm real. And Jordan Grace is like, what the hell? I told you specifically not to look at that part of the photo. So the rivalry goes up to level 3 ahead of the Fatal 4-Way later tonight. And then we get a Fatal 4-Way here. Seth Rollins, Javon Evans have been feuding. But Sherry wants to see more of the talent in the ring. So Heel Del Vikingo and AJ Styles, they're added to this match as well. Seth Rollins and Javon Evans, though, they are so locked into one another. They can't see anything else. AJ Styles and Vikingo, they're like, damn, no one's paying attention to us. They're just fighting each other. And Vikingo's like, okay, well, then you and I can just hate each other. And AJ's like, all right, bet. So now AJ Styles and I'm just going to say Vikingo because I'm never going to be able to say all that fast when I'm not looking at it. Vikingo and AJ Styles, they start a feud. Seth Rollins ends up getting the better of Javon Evans, planting him with the curb stomp, getting the 3 count and the victory. But Seth looks down upon Javon and feels just the tiniest bit of respect. He's like, all right, I don't like this guy, but he does got a little something in the ring. Maybe he finds success in the future. And then L.A. Knight, yeah. We're recording this episode pretty quick after recording the previous one, so I have not practiced being able to say more things as L.A. Knight. But we're going with kind of the TNA version of L.A. Knight because I liked he'd have the button, he'd hit it and he'd go, dummy, yeah, and then he'd hit the button and it'd go, yeah, again. So we're doing that version of L.A. Knight because I want him to hit the button.
Dummy, yeah. Yeah. Dummy, yeah. Yeah. Dummy, yeah. Yeah.
For the yeah. But I can't say anything else as him. So LA Knight actually just comes out the ring. He's just trying to sell his dummy. Yeah, button. And people love it. They're like, dude, nah, that's so sick. That's why you got signed to WWE because Eli Drake was so dope. And so he gets 4,500 fans to the brand. And then it is tag team action. Bronson Reed is in the arena tonight. He couldn't make it to Riyadh, but damn it, he was able to make it to Canada. And he tells Braun Breaker, I'm ready for the ring tonight. I'm ready to make something happen. You and I are taking down the Usos. It's even numbers tonight. Were they successful in doing so? Hell no. The Usos yeet all over the place, get the victory. 2.5 stars. The Vision are struggling to get things rolling here early in the season. The Usos grabbed the win, but we do get the feud up to level 2. And then the Street Profits said, hey, New Day, let us show you how to talk that trash. Let us show you how to extend a feud. You see, we're not worried about who had the gold, who lost the gold, who got the gold back. The fact of the matter is We're the champs. You're not. And maybe at the PLE, maybe in the future, wherever the hell it is, we will bury you two once again. It's time for the New Day to be gone. We're going to be the ones that make it happen. And the rivalry goes up to level 2. Then we've got Zelina Vega, Charlotte Flair. They're in a level 1 feud. We've got Jordan Grace, Jada Parker. They're now at level 3. So that feud is going to close. Can Charlotte hang on to her gold? No, Jordan Grace is so pissed. She goes on an absolute rampage, clearing the ring of Charlotte and Zelina. Charlotte and Zelina are genuinely thrown off. They get knocked out to the floor, and it's the Juggernaut driver to Jada Parker. Jordan Grace gets the gold, but then after winning the title, she takes the NXT Women's Championship and just clocks Jada Parker above the head, and she says, "Don't ever share that photo again." And Jada Parker is out cold. Zelina Vega, Charlotte Flair, they do have their rivalry go up to level 2 in the process, but we have a new 4-star women's champion. And then Logan Paul makes his way out to the ring, and Logan Paul is like, "Who loves Logan Paul?" And there's a guy that's actually like trying to go to the concession stands, and Logan Paul calls him out. He's like, you love Logan Paul, right? That's why you're standing up." And the guy's like, "I just wanted to get some nachos." And Logan Paul's like, "Nah, bro, you're a fan. And he won't shut up. So finally the guy's like, "Okay, I'm a fan," just to get Logan Paul to move on and get off the screen. So he gets one fan for his self-promo. And then the main event. Oh, shit. Scared the hell out of me. It's Tiffany Stratton and Alexa Bliss taking on Fatal Influence. It's a Hell in a Cell match here. And we need at least 4 stars here. If they bomb this match, we could be in trouble for our first go-home show curve. So I'm too scared to say the stories going on here. We're just going to go to the damn match, and it is going to be a victory for Alexa Bliss, Tiffany Stratton, and we do get 4 stars. So the opener would have been a better main, but it was only off by half a star there, so we can take that. Very well done by these ladies. Tiffany Stratton and Alexa Bliss, your new women's tag team champions. The rivalry goes level 2. Fatal Influence surely going to be looking for a rematch in the future. So those rundowns, NXT 2.0 close us out here. So it was 4.5 in the opener. Kurt Angle winning the triple threat tables match over Oba Femi and Kane. Kane and Oba close their feud. 2.5 stars. Seth Rollins winning the Fatal 4 over Javon Evans, El Hijo del Vikingo, and AJ Styles. Styles and Vikingo start a feud. Rollins and Javon go to level 3. Tag action, 2.5 stars. The Usos take down the Bronze, and they go to level 2 on the tag feud. Jordan Grace, your new women's champion, closing out her feud with Jada Parker in a 4-star match. Zelina Vega and the former champion Charlotte Flair have their rivalry go to level 2 during the contest. Then the main event, 4 stars. For the women's Hell in a Cell tag team matches, Tiffany Stratton and Alexa Bliss take down Fatal Influence to get the tag titles rivalry to level 2. Street Profits go to level 2 with the New Day, and then Jada Parker. It doesn't say it there, but her promo got to level 3, helping the feud of Jordan Grace close out on ECW. The El Grande Americanos take down Noam Dar and Joaquin Wilde, getting their first tag team victory in a 3-star match where the rivalry also goes to level 3. Pretty Deadly, 2.5 stars, take down Fraxium. That tag feud up to level 3. Izzy Dame and Nia Jax close out their feud victorious. They continue to look strong as a team, taking down Sol Ruka and Ren Sinclair in a 2.5 star rivalry concluding match. Rivalry up to level 3 as Lyra Valkyria defeats Zoe Stark in a 2-star match. And in the main event, 4 stars on the Extreme Rules contest. The Tongas take down the Viking Raiders. 4 stars there, and they also become tag champs in the process. And then Chad Gable calls out Penta for level 4. On NXT, Io Sky in a fatal 5-way Extreme Rules match hangs on to her women's championship over Chelsea Green, Lola Vice, Kiana James, and Blake Monroe. And during that contest, Lola Vice and Kiana James, they begin a feud. Big E closes out his feud because he had a successful call-out promo just before it against Trick Williams in a 3.5 star match there. Andre the Giant successful in his handicap match this week, 1.5 stars, taking down Flex Mignon and Abra Kaslam. I had a hiccup sneak through there. That was intense. 1.5 stars, Natalia in her hometown, able to take down Lash Legend. They begin a feud, and in the main event, TLC action. Sheamus, your new Intercontinental Champion, over The Miz with a 4-star victory in a new feud. CM Punk calls out Brock Lesnar for level 4, and then the double down on Briggs and Mysterio gets them to level 4, and as mentioned, Big E got to level 3 with Trick before their match. Finally, NXT Mutiny. It is a 3-star openers. The Wyatt Six take down the MFT. 2 levels on the Rivalry now as the Wyatt Six become your tag champs, or maybe not, brother, because the titles didn't move over to them the way the other titles have been moving around. So maybe this match ended by DQ and those titles are still vacant. For Raquel Rodriguez, she is your women's champion, taking down Thea Hale in a 2-star match as they begin a feud. Jacob Fatu with a successful call-out promo before the match, or excuse me, Charlie Dempsey with the call-out promo before the match leads to this feud closing with Jacob Fatu's 2.5-star victory. Randy Orton, your new NXT Mutiny World Champion, as he defeats Julius Creed and former champion Omos in a triple threat. Randy Orton and Julius Creed go to level 2. And then Bayley and Precious Silver, 4-star victory over Becky Lynch and Julia in the women's tag title match, getting the gold. And then, whoops, hit the wrong button there. Becky Lynch out for 6 weeks. And then again, Dempsey's call got the feud to end. And then Precious Silver called out Becky Lynch to get their feud to level 2. For ECW, they're going to get a 98 rating score. They're going to get 58,000 fans, $82,000. And Director Lover thinks Soul and Ren Sinclair are cowards because they got disqualified in the tag team match to close the feud. On NXT, it's going to be a 98 rating score there as well. 56,000 fans and $11,000. The question is, what is next for Big E? Also, is everything all right about Blake Monroe? She's been looking frustrated. Wonder if something happened in the back. Ooh. Uh-oh. Mutiny going to get a 98 rating score. It's the theme of the episode. 98 rating scores. 61,000 fans for them. $44,000. And, the worries out there, for the Becky Lynch injury, of course.
Ooh.
And New Age Machine says, guess who's looking for a new team to support? He doesn't want to support the MFT more, and they did, in fact, get disqualified, so that was why the titles didn't assign to anybody. I also noticed, too, I meant to say something, and then I didn't want to cut off Canada, and I forgot to say it later when I started my show. If a title changes hands, also when you're in the match screen, before you advance the show, the title immediately moves to the new champion. Just a little thing I noticed there that happens now. And then for NXT 2.0, we get a 107 rating score. We're going to get 72,000 fans. We lose $19,000 in the process, but worth it. Jordan Grace versus Jada ended with a bang. What a rivalry. Jordan Grace, definitely the queen of the scene. Ooh, I might force that to be our new gimmick. We'd love to see it. And then for our commissioner goals here, Cheek going to grab bad timing for his commissioner goal. I will get a bad pub 3 for my commissioner goal. And these are the standings ahead of our very first PLE, which is going to be Battleground in the next episode. I'm currently in first place with a 22,000 fan lead on AI Woodsy, followed by Canada in third, 3,000 behind him, and then Cheek, 6,000 behind Canada. So we'll get this pulled up just for the sake of pulling up the assistant here as we wrap up the episode. But the emails and everything, we get this preview. Or no,
they got to participate.
Yes, this is the week they participate and get hurt. So we'll pull up our standings here. Emails will be at the top of the next episode. But since I'm the one that saw the chaos there, I can go. We had a strong go-home show. Nothing really changed with how I approached the go-home show, knowing that the power card's coming. But for the PLE, we'll see. I might go lighter stars in the cross-branded matches. It depends what that Battleground card is, because at the time of saying this, I have no idea. Some of them, that's a PLE we didn't have last year, and I haven't looked to see what the card does. So if it's a really great card, I might risk somebody, but otherwise, kind of my thinking is I could go lighter stars in those matches. And then, the mid card, I'm going to book whatever I think is best and take the risk and hope that we can navigate off of it. But the go-home show was super strong. Did really well there. We ended up with a 4.5-star match, 2 4-star matches. Some good things happening there. We still got feuds. I think we're all going to have pretty good feud depth throughout the year with just how big the rosters are. So I think that would be a common theme. And I'll also say, based on my budget, we will not be getting the big arena upgrade. I don't know if I'll do the $50,000 one. But I will not be doing the big arena upgrade since we ended up losing money to put on that go-home show. Going down the standings, Canada, I'll go to you next here. You're sitting third place. Your first random generated power card from the Anonymous GM gets you Cactus Jack, which is a strong card. It's going to set me back. We don't know when the other one's going to come into play. but the roster's building, and you've got a couple big feuds ready for Battleground.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you're a fan of CodyVerse and you've seen 2K25, you know we really sat on a lot of power cards throughout the series, and then season 3 we were all just kind of peppering each other. I mean, I don't even know if we technically know if power cards carry over. I don't know if that was announced yet or not, or if I missed that. But what I'm going to say is I'm not sitting on them this year. I'm going hard, I'm going heavy, and I'm making it a rocky road for whoever wants to, go at me. You know what I'm saying? So here we go. It's going to be a great season. I'm so pumped for this PLE. And I know I teased it going into last episode, but I promise you that we will be revealing what the second anonymous GM card is going to be, what that random GM card is going to be. I'm gonna pop that at the PLE. So if you're pumped for that, get ready and get tuned into the next episode.
And then Cheek, again, very similar to the first episode, still super close right there. And for your side, you've got a lot of feuds now sitting level 3. You've got Penta and Chad Gable that appear to be ready for the PLE. But you're in a spot where I think you will be the best feud-wise coming out of the PLE, so plenty of potential with ECW.
Yeah, there's a lot of options there. Just got to find my rhythm a little bit. But like I said, you got Chad Gable, Penta coming up here. Very excited for the PLE. Very excited for what's ahead. We have our King Triton in tow, and he's already level 3. Our King is awakening. And he is coming, and I am coming for everybody else. Like he said, it's less than 10,000 fans between me and second place. So not to fret, not to fret. We're not even through the first PLE yet. So a lot of way to go.
Hey, Cheek, what was that shakeup you had last year that got you fans every time somebody got injured? How many fans was that every time somebody got injured?
I got 15,000 fans
so
every week.
You're one injury away if you had that shakeup.
Yes, that was a 60,000 fan swing. So, and there's
anything can happen.
Yeah, there's always tons of cards or emails where you could get a 50,000 fan drop on you from Triple H. So you never know what the fan fairy is gonna deliver. So
I love that.
We are very much just heating up. Like I said, hop on the bandwagon now because this train is leaving the station.
And as we get geared up for that PLE, at the top of the year, we typically do get a lot of new viewers in, which is always super fun. The returning viewers know it. The viewers that have stuck with us the whole way know it. But if you're newer, the PLEs are where we will spectate matches. So the next episode is just the PLE. We'll watch one match for each of our 3 brands, as well as the cross-branded matches. The only time we watch the AI brand match is if sometimes one of us, because of a power card or a challenge or whatever, we might do a run-in or we might schedule something that we can't spectate. We've had one time in history where a match got accidentally simulated at a pay-per-view as well. So if something like that happens, we'll watch the AI. But otherwise, we're watching one match from each of our brands and the cross-branded matches. So you'll be seeing 5 spectated matches in the next episode. It's always a ton of fun. Those cross-branded matches especially get very stressful. But until that next episode or all the other amazing content that's being dropped on the channel here at the top of the year, if we're following the calendar, I think when you guys see this episode, I think CTU has either just launched our universe mode or is getting ready to within the next day or so. So check that out. Tons of fun there. Our My Rise series should have its first episode up. And then, of course, my GM content throughout the year. So you're going to have a lot of amazing things to sink your teeth into. And then we'll see you when you sink your teeth into the next episode of my GM as well. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Toodles.